So, aliens do not exist. And most of the UFO footage you've seen, it's actually just ordinary objects mistaken for unidentified aerial phenomena. That is what came out today at a report from the Pentagon. It's a detailed 63-page report. The Pentagon's agency responsible for identifying UFOs put it out. They say there's no proof of a top-secret government program or has there been any reverse engineering of objects of non-human origin. That was the bombshell claim, remember, of that alleged program that was first made right here on NewsNation by the former intelligence officer David Grush. This was 9 months ago.
I have plenty of current and former senior intelligence officers that came to me, many of which I knew almost my whole career, that confided in me they were a part of a program. They named the program. I've never heard of it. And they told me, based on their oral testimony, and they provided me documents and other proof, that there was, in fact, a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
So, Pentagon says no evidence of such a program, but it does plan to release a second part of this report in the near future. That said, there's plenty, actually, to dissect just from this first report out today. NewsNation's Joe Khalil from the Capitol with us tonight. So I gave kind of the headline, right, Joe? But I know you took a deeper dive into this report. What did you find?
Yeah, so the big takeaways are this. Like, the top findings are the Pentagon says there's no evidence to support the claims that the United States has ever had possession of basically alien aircraft. And they also say there's no evidence to show there were any programs that the government was running or that any private corporations were running to reverse engineer extraterrestrial technology. That is the big takeaway from the report. Now, it also is pretty dismissive of the claims, but people like David Grush, people who have very high-level clearance at different times, were read into high-level top-secret programs who've said these things do exist. The Pentagon's report says those claims are not necessarily lies, but what the report claims is that maybe those people who have been saying those things were given facts, were given information that was misconstrued, misunderstood, little pieces of facts that were taken out of context and mistaken for other things. That's what the report contends. But I got to say, there is a lot of pushback already from some of those people we've been speaking to who are at very high level intelligence and very high level classification. They say that they don't necessarily feel like everything in this report is accurate. They also say that some of it was, they think, intentionally misleading. So that has been the response in part. Now, a couple of really interesting things, Connell, within the report. One is they do acknowledge that there are things in our airspace that they simply cannot explain. The way they move, the way they function. The report calls those things anomalous. So that's a bit concerning there. The other part is they actually did concede in the report, and it's right there in black and white, that the Department of Defense did actually stand up a classified program, at least one, there are others that were alleged, that was intended to reverse engineer UAPs. They say they ended those programs, again, classified, because there were no UAPs to reverse engineer, or so says the report. And they went on to say that there was never any fruit that was born from those classified programs, so they were ultimately stopped. But our producer, Tanya, went to the Pentagon today and actually asked about those, saying, why did you create those programs at all if there were no UAPs there? And here's the response that she got.
As you highlight, no verifiable evidence that any UAP sighting represented extraterrestrial activity, that the U.S. government or private industry has ever had access to extraterrestrial technology, or that any information was illegally or inappropriately withheld from Congress.
So again, the Pentagon pretty firmly saying these claims, there's nothing there. But, you know, the report itself, pretty interesting as you read the details of it.
Yeah, and then we'll wait for volume 2, right, Joe? All right, thank you, Joe Khalil, there live at the Capitol. We have the man.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.